Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Gabriel. And this video is part of a series of videos I'm doing, 4 of them, about what I consider to be 4 really important principles or modalities, if you will, for success and happiness in life. These are things that, based on my own experiences, have worked really well for me to achieve lasting and meaningful relationships, both professionally, academically, personally, socially, intimately. So I hope there's things that you can resonate with, and I look forward to any feedback in the comments. All right, so the first principle I'm going to talk about today is living your life with integrity and authenticity. Listen, what makes people so fascinating is that we're all completely different. You know, there's over 7 billion people in the world, and no 2 of them are exactly alike. You want to be true to yourself. Be who you are and be the person you're meant to be. Because that brings happiness, you know? When you're being yourself and you're comfortable with who you are and you're satisfied with the way that you're living and presenting yourself, you're going to be happy about it. That also brings confidence. You may have heard of the saying, fake it until you make it. That's a saying that was popularized in a lot of big city culture for people that are trying to get noticed and recognized in a field or industry. That's really not very good advice. There is a little bit of truth to that. I mean, you do need to exude confidence and be articulate for something you're talking about, even if you're not really skilled in a particular field yet. But you want to be who you are. You don't want to fake anything. You want to be the real person you are, be authentic, and get noticed for your skills, abilities, and traits that you have to offer as a person. Having integrity means honoring your word, keeping your commitments, being on time, saying what you mean, and mean what you say. Be direct. My grandmother loved me. I loved her. She's long past now. She had some old-fashioned values. She gave me a lot of good advice when I was a little boy, but one thing my grandmother always said, I remember growing up, is she said, "Now, Gabriel, if you don't have anything nice to say about someone, don't say anything at all." And I know my grandmother meant well, but that's not the best advice. The best advice is defend your beliefs, values, and principles. Stand up for yourself if you feel them being compromised. You do want to speak up and say something if you disagree with something on something that's important to you, but you say it in a way that still respects boundaries and creates an open dialogue and communication that involves listening. Communication is an exchange of dialogue between 2 people. It's not just one person spouting off their beliefs and trying to be right. That's what's known as a right fighter. And that's not a good strategy. So when you live with integrity and you're authentic, you're able to communicate in a way that's not just self-expressive, okay? But you're able to be a good listener and also take in the values of what someone else has to offer and respect them, even if yours are totally different. Somebody who lived with integrity and was very proud of it, who I respect a lot, is now late Senator John McCain. You know, that man went through some hell in his life. I mean, he was a prisoner of war for 5.5 years and endured, unspeakable torture and injuries and things that put him to the edge of death while in Vietnam. And he was offered release, just months after his capture, and he refused release multiple times because they weren't going to release his colleagues and fellow men that had been imprisoned. And he would never sacrifice any information or anything that could compromise someone else's freedom while being tortured and punished. That is an integrity, wow, that a lot of us may never know. And I do not agree with all of the values and beliefs of John McCain, but he demands respect. Integrity does that for you. Something that I've done in my life that I think was really nice, that shows integrity and authenticity. I did a lot of volunteer work back when I lived in the US. I did several hundred hours of serving meals to the hungry in soup kitchens. I did cleanup in local parks and grounds. I cleaned museums and theaters. And when you have free time, even if it's just a couple hours a week, and you can give back and help someone, and you'll see the just appreciation, feelings of joy and happiness in other people's faces. that makes you feel good about yourself. That's nice. And I think we should support each other for the good qualities that we have to offer. Think about this. Any relationship you have, be it with a friend, a loved one, a partner, a family member, it's easy to see their faults. We've all got faults, right? It's easy to see the negative things and say, oh, that person, but this, but that. But if you first embrace their good qualities and like and appreciate all the good qualities about someone else, including yourself, and then just look at any differences or faults as positive ways that you or they might be able to learn, grow, and develop over time, not give them too much thought, that's a lot more satisfying than focusing on the negatives. That's worked for me. When I was in my early 20s, I took what I consider to be a good growth building seminar called the Landmark Forum, part of Landmark Education Series. There's some conflicted opinions about Landmark, but for me it was a very positive experience. And one of the things that they instill in you is living with integrity. And they had us do this project where it's a really intensive course, the Landmark Seminar. You're there for 3 days, all day, every day. And we did this project where, and this is about 20 years ago, okay? So it was actually before cell phones, because I was on the landline. But we had to call up old friends or ex-partners or family members, anyone that we had some grievances with, that we had resentments, issues with, and just do our part to release those. So we would call that person and just say, listen, I know we've had some disagreements, differences of opinion. I just want to let you know I take responsibility for anything I've said or done that wasn't completely fair and forthright, and I'm sorry. Just expressing yourself in a respectful, polite way, getting things off your chest, and saying something you have to say to someone else, not expecting anything in return. Just being genuine. And boy, that was powerful. Because I learned you can't change other people. They're going to be who they are. If you try to change someone else, they're just going to put a wall up. You're going to get nowhere. But you can change yourself. And more importantly, you can change how you react to and relate with other people. And when I was able, because my mother had a lot of problems when she raised me, and she was really impossible to get along with and live with for a lot of people. So I had to learn to change some things about myself. And when I was able to do that and be a man of integrity and speak to people authentically while still respecting boundaries and first taking responsibility for myself before expecting anything in them, what happened was I had people that accepted me better, wanted to listen to me more, were more open, and in time, they changed. Their relationship with me changed. And I didn't even try to change them. They related with me in a better way. So that's it, man. I would love to hear from all you lovely people how you live with integrity, genuineness, and authenticity in your life. Leave it in the comments. Please like and subscribe. Let's love one another. And until next time, I'm Gabriel. Thanks for watching. Peace out.